We begin today's wrestling news and rumors video with some huge news regarding the head of the table, Roman Reigns, who has been truly dominant following his return to WWE at SummerSlam 2020, and was on an amazing undefeated streak, until he technically lost to Xavier Woods aka King Woods via disqualification on the November 12th edition of Friday Night SmackDown. But many fans wrote off this loss for Roman Reigns as he was not pinned or submitted, so lots of fans felt like this loss did not really count for Roman Reigns, and that the Tribal Chief is still undefeated where it really counts. However, Roman Reigns' undefeated streak has officially come to a sad end at a live event last night in Texas, with Roman Reigns suffering a loss along with the Usos against a team of Drew McIntyre, Jeff Hardy, and King Woods. Now this is Roman Reigns' first official clean loss in WWE this year, as it wasn't a disqualification and was a clean victory for Drew McIntyre, Jeff Hardy, and King Woods. Now of course this was not a televised loss for Roman Reigns, so some of his fans may claim that this technically does not count, but according to one of our sources, Roman Reigns was unhappy with Vince McMahon over being booked to lose, even at a live event, because he wanted to go through all of 2021 without losing cleanly, and that Roman felt he earned the right to remain undefeated this year with all of his hard work in WWE on SmackDown. But clearly, the stat of Roman Reigns being undefeated is not really something that Vince McMahon cares about, hence why Roman Reigns lost with the Usos this weekend at the WWE live event in Texas. A new backstage rumor has revealed that following this, Roman Reigns will likely not take another loss until next year, although it is a bit unfortunate that WWE could not just wait a few more weeks to keep Roman's undefeated streak intact, minus that disqualification loss to King Woods, because we are now well into December 2021, and Roman was so close to achieving such a monumental accolade, and it's not that hard to understand why Roman is a bit unhappy over his booking at this live event. But again, it was a non-televised live event match, so most fans won't even know about Roman Reigns' loss this weekend. So lots will still view Roman Reigns as an undefeated Universal Champion closing out this year. Now speaking of Roman Reigns, we have some emotional but good news regarding the status of Drew McIntyre, one of SmackDown's newest superstars following the draft heading into WrestleMania 38 season. While it seemed like Vince McMahon and WWE were sort of cooling off the push of Drew McIntyre in WWE following his multiple world title reigns last year, with it seeming as though WWE were positioning Drew McIntyre in the mid-card scene for the foreseeable future, apparently that's all going to be changing very soon for the Scottish psychopath. And that is definitely fantastic news not only for Drew McIntyre, but his fans as well, who were beginning to get a bit worried that McIntyre was being pushed to the sidelines and sort of forgotten about, with Brock Lesnar getting his Universal Championship rematch against Roman Reigns at the Day 1 pay-per-view event in January. Like we had touched upon in our previous video, WWE are considering a different opponent for Roman Reigns come WrestleMania 38. And as of right now, Drew McIntyre is now officially being planned to be the man to challenge for Roman Reigns' Universal Championship at the Showcase of the Immortals next year, with Vince planning to once again give Drew McIntyre an absolutely massive push on SmackDown beginning early next year, and there's even a chance that Drew McIntyre could once again win the Royal Rumble, guaranteeing himself the championship match against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, although WWE may end up giving that Royal Rumble win to another superstar and just have Drew McIntyre set his sights on the Tribal Chief for Mania without getting that Rumble win. Regardless, WWE have huge plans for Drew McIntyre heading into next year, which is great news, and will likely be a bit emotional for the fans who were worried about Drew McIntyre's status in the company, and whether or not he would be pushed to the world title level again, because that is the plan as of right now. A new backstage rumor has indicated that Drew McIntyre is actually the superstar Vince is considering to dethrone Roman Reigns of the Universal Championship at WrestleMania, because Vince feels like Drew deserves a big moment like this after basically having his moment of winning the WWE Championship from Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 36 ruined because of the lack of fans in attendance. And McMahon reportedly wants to give Drew McIntyre that special career-defining moment of winning a world championship in front of his fans. Not to mention that this moment would only be more special for Drew McIntyre given the truly dominant and historic Universal title reign that Roman Reigns has had thus far. And Drew being the superstar to end Roman Reigns' title reign would be a huge, unbelievable moment for Drew McIntyre. So to reiterate, 2022 is shaping up to be a massive year for Drew McIntyre, and if all things go according to plan, McIntyre will be the Universal Champion following WrestleMania 38, and this rumored win over Roman Reigns would definitely be the biggest win of Drew's career in WWE by far, just based off the incredible run Roman has been on lately, and it would instantly bring a new level of credibility to Drew McIntyre, who Vince reportedly feels is the WWE's second biggest full-time star behind Reigns right now, and after this rumored win over the head of the table, McMahon thinks Drew McIntyre will reach Roman Reigns' level of star power for WWE. We now have some big news regarding Kevin Owens' current contract situation in WWE, and for the fans wanting Kevin Owens to stay in WWE, this is definitely good news. As most of you are probably aware, Kevin Owens' current contract with WWE is officially set to expire next month on January 31st, 2022. But new backstage rumors have indicated that Kevin Owens may be planning to or has already signed a new contract with WWE. For those of you unaware, it was recently discovered that WWE are advertising Kevin Owens for a live event next March, and while these kinds of events are always subject to change, it really would not make any sense whatsoever for Kevin Owens to be advertised for an event so far out if he's going to be leaving WWE early next year, which is why there is a lot of speculation going around right now that Kevin Owens has agreed to a new lucrative contract with the company, especially given Kevin Owens' major storyline heading into the Day 1 pay-per-view event, which involves the WWE Championship, and it again would not make much sense for Kevin Owens to be a part of such a major storyline if he was going to be leaving the company. And shockingly enough, if these Kevin Owens staying in WWE rumors are in fact true, there is actually quite a solid chance that Kevin Owens could be walking out of the Day 1 pay-per-view the new WWE Champion. We finish off today's wrestling news and rumors video with a bit of an update on the contract situation of NXT superstar Kyle O'Reilly in WWE. Now, it's definitely been widely known that Kyle O'Reilly's WWE contract was expiring sometime this month in December 2021, and it has now been revealed that the official end of Kyle's contract with the WWE expires this coming week. And as of right now, Kyle O'Reilly has yet to re-sign with the company, meaning that this could very well be Kyle O'Reilly's last week in WWE before leaving the company for greener pastures after deciding not to renew his contract. There is definitely a logical reason why Kyle O'Reilly could potentially have aspirations to join up with the likes of Adam Cole and Bobby Fish in AEW All Elite Wrestling. And considering his future in WWE is certainly on the bleak side, the chances of Kyle O'Reilly re-signing with WWE are reportedly slim to none. So after this week, Kyle will most likely be gone from WWE.